Well, let's start with that. I'm not sure you've been captain from the start before, have you? That must have been quite nice on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a good feeling. I had it for a couple of pre-season games, but nothing like as big as Tuesday night. I know it was a checker trade game, and obviously attendances were down, but it was a good feeling to lead the lads out, and obviously even better with the result in the end. Yeah.
I mean, given your long association with the club, I mean, that's good. You know, does it feel special leading the team out?
It does, yeah, and I've sort of had a few texts off family and friends that were like, good to see you sort of get the armband, and probably won't last because Locks is away, but it's still a nice feeling to have, yeah.
Yeah, and nice to know that that's the way that the manager looks at you.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably something he's tried getting out of me, trying to be a bit more of a leader, and I think over the last year or so, it's something, part of my game that I've done quite well on, and I've sort of helped the other lads out by talking more on the pitch. So yeah, it's good to obviously have that trust from the manager.
And an important part for your game too, because you're quite a quiet lad, but bringing that out and developing yourself can only help you.
Yeah, I think it will. It's obviously you've got to try and leave your mark on a game, and obviously by helping other people through the game as well, it's going to affect everyone, and I think it'll be good for me, and it'll be good for the rest of the team as well.
Yeah, and always nice when you were leading the team to walk off with a 5-1 win.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. It's one of those games where we started quite sloppily, and after about 3 minutes when they scored, I thought, oh no, here we go. But yeah, it was a good performance. We got to grips with their formation after about half an hour, and then especially in the second half when we sort of changed ourselves, we completely dominated the game, and obviously the result shows that we were quite clinical on the night.
Yeah, and there were plenty of senior players in there, but there were some young lads too, and you know, Ryan getting a couple of goals and Dom getting his first 2 for the club. It's nice to show that competition is there.
Yeah, it's one of the things the gaffer wanted, I think, to have one of the strongest squads possible available to him, and it's obviously hard for him to pick a team, but he's got his players now, and I don't know whether he'll add to it today, but at the minute we've got a strong squad, and it must be hard to sort of leave boys out, especially when they come in and do so well as they have done the other night. So it's tough competition for places, but it's also good because everyone's trying to do well, trying to do the best for the team, and it's pushing us in the right direction. Yeah.
And would you say, and you've been in quite a few Rover squads now, how do you rank this one in terms of the quality of it?
Yeah, it's easily the best. It's got more competition for places, and probably like lads that aren't playing but they could step in and be just as good as the ones that are, so it's easily the best squad we've had here in a long time. Yeah,
because I was thinking about this last weekend, when you look at that middle three as you're playing at the moment, and you know there's 4 senior players and a few youngsters pushing you there, and that hasn't happened for a while.
No, we've always had maybe 2 or 3 that have done quite well, and they've played the majority of the games through the season. I think a couple of years ago I was the one that was sort of like pushing on to try and break into the team, and I think now we've got 4 lads that are good players. They've proven themselves, and we've got to just try and play as well as we can to sort of keep each other out of the team when everyone's fit. Obviously Sinks is injured at the minute, but he shouldn't be too long, so obviously we've got to play well to make sure we keep our spots.
Yeah. And talking of playing well, you're probably going to need to do that. I mean, Bradford are one of those teams that expect to be there or thereabouts again.
It is, yeah, they are. It's a tough place to go as well, so it's a nice early kick-off, and it'll be a good atmosphere, and I think the lads will be up for it because it will be on TV. So yeah, it's one of those places where you just got to go there and make sure you defend well, don't switch off, and try not concede any goals. So if we do that, I think we'll give ourselves a very good chance of taking something from the game.
Yeah, and talking of defending, obviously, do you have it in the back of your mind, without your 2 usual sort of centre-backs behind you, that you might have to be a little bit more careful?
Yeah, it's one of those things where the gaffer says just stay in front, protect, and Tom and Bernie are big lads, and they sort of bring the ball back in, and I'll just try and nick it off the striker coming with his back to goal, and I'll try and win it, and obviously just give it to Brownie and sort of build play again. But it's something that he does sort of mention, just make sure we stay tight through the middle of the pitch, and more often than not we don't really concede from crosses. We had a couple of shaky moments the other night, and we didn't defend very well from corners, but in the end we stood quite strong and didn't concede after the first couple of minutes, which is obviously a good bonus going into the game on Saturday.